All right, welcome back to another video. Let's talk about the loss that I took on NAS today, which was a little bit weird because let's get into it. So basically, what I was looking at on the market this morning, um, when the market actually opened up, I was, let me do this right here. I was pretty much looking at the market. Let me drop to the 1 minute, and I'm looking like, okay, we pretty much been selling off all night. Like with the market, NAS has just pretty much just sold off. We've been selling, right? Now, if you look here at the market structure, we got a low, we got a high, we got a low, we got a high, we got a low, we got a high, we got a low. So I was concerned about this area up in here, okay, because I'm starting to notice at this point in time, it's almost like we started to lose steam um, this morning. As I look at the markets, we got a low, right? We came back for a pullback, then we didn't even go lower. We came back for a pullback, which was a higher high than this one. Eventually, we came back down, which was a low, but it wasn't unnecessarily too much lower than this. Then we came back, we created another low. Okay, so at this point in time, once we got right here, this was a marked up demand zone that I had on the 1 hour. So if I put this here, I actually have marked this up right here as a 1 hour demand zone. So I was already looking for price to pretty much go up at this point. As you can see here, we pretty much had 5 wins and 1 loss. If I would have just followed all of the setups that my strategy presents me, right? I mean, I could have got 1 to 1 here. I could have got a 1 to 2 here. Could have got a 1 to 3 here. Once we got to my supply line where I was expecting price to pretty much do some type of retracement, we pretty much had a 1 to 2 here, and we had a 1 to 1 here. And if honestly, I wanted to hold on to this one a lot longer. I mean, we pretty much could have been looking at like a 1 to 3 on the first trade. So I mean, the setups are there. So why in the world did I lose today? So let me walk through what actually happened and the reason why I lost in the market today. Let me get rid of all these here. So the reason on what happened today is when I was in the markets, I wasn't sure if this thing was going to continue selling because we did in fact get like a lower low. So I'm like, what if we just get here and we go down? So it's kind of what I was thinking today. I'm like, well, I pretty much need price to get to beat this high right here. If price come up and we beat this high, I'm looking to pretty much take my setup here. So what happened was, um, right here, here was the setup, right? So what I did is I took my box, I drew my setup. It was this red candle, right? It was this red candle right here, this red candle. And then it got engulfed by this green candle. The green candle beat it to the upside. Okay. So now this next candle came down and it kind of tapped, not really, but close enough. It tapped into my zone. And I was looking to pretty much take it from this trade up. The only problem was I was at work. Literally in a work meeting where we have the whole department. It was like maybe 20, 30 people, and I had a presentation to do. And right as my setup formed, I mean, you're talking about sitting through an hour and 30 minutes of a meeting and absolutely nothing happening. I mean, it's a perfect time for me to trade, right? So, right when this setup happened, man, they called me up. I went to present. I came back to my computer, and dude, I literally, I was pissed. This is what I saw, man. This is literally when I came back and I looked. This is literally what I saw. Right, a nice 1 to 2. I was like, oh, right. Actually, let me do a replay just so you can really get to see my what I was looking at. I sat down and I'm like, oh, okay. So I was completely not in the mentality to trade at this point. If I had any kind of self awareness, I would have stopped. Okay, I would have stopped right there. I would not have executed a trade. Like it was only 11, it was only 10 a.m. I stopped trading at 11:30. I had over an hour and 30 minutes to find my next setup. Instead, in like manner, what did I do? I was not in the right psychology. I was pissed off. I prepared myself to lose in the markets, but what I did not prepare myself is to feel like a trade was taken away from me, because it's like, man, I called it. Like, this was the demand zone we were selling. I was careful or not to actually get in a buy too early, even though this right here, even though this right here was a setup, right? This red candle, one, two, the second candle engulfed it, and then we eventually got tapped in right here, and we could have took it up. But I was careful. I was just being extra careful, right? I'm like, all right, that's a setup, but I saw the setup coming, but I'm like, we need to really get up in here. So as soon as we got here, we got right here, the setup was forming. I'm like, we're close. If we're at this point and we get an engulfing candle, I'm like, oh, so boom, that happened, and I was super pissed. Now, if I wasn't so pissed and I was in the right state of mind, I would have seen that I had marked it a supply zone right here. It was a supply zone right here, right? Ultimately, we had another high right here. What I would have done is I would have waited for the break and retest of this particular high, and then I would have looked for, right when we got back up here, I would have looked for my setup for a buy, right? But instead, I was mad. Like, the type of anger that I was, how sometimes, well, it depends on what kind of person you are. But if you're somewhere and somebody put their hands on you, just slap you out of nowhere, or just push you, that type of anger, like, when you just, the only thing you do is just take your shirt off, like, it's time to throw them hands. I was pissed off. I'm sitting there in my mind like, this stupid ass presentation and caused me to miss my trade. I was heated. Clearly not in the right state of mind. Completely ignored this supply zone. So what happened in like manner? I'm looking, and I'm just like, all right. So I'm looking at this, and I think what ended up happening is I end up getting into a trade right here, because I'm like, well, we already in the trade. Let's just enter in. Once I saw this green candle started to come up here. Let me do a select bar. Once I saw this green candle before it closed at the wick above, once I saw it actually break above this line, I entered into a trade. I got into a trade, completely ignored my setup, and as you can see, the next candle came down. I lost a chunk. I thought I lost a chunk of money there. I was pissed, man. Um, and I end up getting back into a trade. I think right here. Once this green candle beat this red candle hot back to the trade, I made some money back. But I mean, at a certain point, I just pulled myself away. I think once we got to like right here, once we got into like right, let me see. Once we got into this area up in here, I just say, okay, enough is enough. That's when my senses snapped in. If if I would have kept trading, man, I would have. Oh my goodness, I would have. Woo! It would have been a crazy day. So I was pretty teed off. So what I think I'm gonna do for the next trading day, and then price came down. There was more setups to the sell side. I just was not in a clear state of mind at this point. That's pretty much how I lost today on NAS. So what I'm thinking about doing is um I want to drop my lot size, because I want to basically um, I want to recover psychologically from the loss that I took today. Because the thing about trading one and done, you trade one time a day and you're done. It puts a lot of pressure on you to be right. And sometimes the candlesticks, I don't utilize the drawdown. Like if the candlestick is coming too far down, like if you look at it, like if I actually go back, um, let me go back here. Actually, if you go back where I lost money and I got pissed off, let me do a replay. If you go back to the point to where I actually was pissed off. So my thing is, I got into a trade down here. The trade happened up here. Let's say if I'm thinking what I'm thinking now, and I'm like, all right, um, I'm in this trade. I want to see if the trade will continue. It will give me a continuation. The trade can pull back. However, for some weird reason, I'm thinking it's not going to be a pullback. So I'm waiting on a green candle to beat the red candle. So let's see what happens. Doom, doom, doom. We do something like this. We come right here. So I could have been like, boom. I could have entered in here, right? I could have went long. I could have got in as soon as this candle pretty much beats like right up in here. I would have got into a trade. I would have placed my stop loss here, right? This is like a an impulse entry trade, okay? And then I would have looked for a nice 1-to-1 at least, right? So let's say if I did something like that, right? Boom, TP hit. I still could have got a 1-to-1. But what I realized about myself is that I am not utilizing the drawdown. So, like, say, for example, if I'm looking at this trade right here, this red candle right here, let's say if this is a zone, I highlight and boom. Let's say this price came in, this candle tapped me in, and I'm going to go long. Well, this candle didn't even have any drawdown. But basically, what I'm saying is that I notice about myself psychologically that I do not. I don't want to be. I don't want to lose. I don't want to be wrong. Why? Because I want to. I know. Like I know my setup, right? Um, I know that I go back and I look at the data. I know that my setup happens 3 or 4 or 5 times a day, and there's like very little losses of the setup itself. So if it's like if I'm trading and then I get it wrong, and I'm just like, well, according to my trading plan, that's it for the day. I'm like, I'm setting myself up to break my trading plan, and then I'm over. Then I feel like I'm over trading my psychology. I start going on tilt. However, what I'm thinking about doing is I'm thinking about cutting my lot size and dropping my lot size. That way I can take multiple trades. And then what I do notice is that I can still get my 1-to-1. It's just that I can utilize more of a drawdown because in some of these trades and some of these opportunities, the price will go into a bit of a drawdown. However, it allowed me to hold, and I can hold to a 1-to-2 or 1-to-3. So that's what I'm thinking about doing. I'm thinking about just as my dropping down my lot size, let a trade go to a 1-to-1, and then on my 1-to-1, instead of hitting the TP, just move it to break even. If it comes down and it stomps me out, I have enough data to know that hey, another setup will come, and I just no harm no foul. I get into a trade again. If it goes to a 1-to-1 to break even and it continues to go great, a 1-to-2, that's an awesome trade. I made my money for the day. If I choose based off market conditions to close that trade at a 1-to-1, I can still look for another trade. And if I lose, well, guess what? We're pretty much break even on the day. So it's more benefits for me to actually drop my lot size and just start going for a 1-to-2. Just give myself more shots, right? Instead of just like, hey, this is the first trade. I'm about to be wrong. It's just easier on me psychology wise, and I won't feel like I'm breaking my rules. I don't feel like I'm over trading. I don't feel like I'm on a tilt. I'm like, all right, my trading plans allows me to take a 2 to 3 trades. Okay, if I get a good trade, a good 1-to-2, I'm done. TP hit. However, if I get a 1-to-1, I can potentially go for another one. And if that one lose, well, guess what? I'm break even on a day. That's my first loss. Let me go ahead and let me do a tiebreaker to see if I can get another one. Right. So it's just more flexible because of what I notice about myself, my psychology. If I want so bad to trade again, like a burning desire to, like I'm watching my setup happen over and over and over again. And it be hitting. Like if I look at yesterday, let me go back to the 1 minute. Like if I look at it yesterday, right? The trade setups was crazy. Like my trade setup, I had 0 losses yesterday, right? 5 wins and 0 losses on the trade setup. So it's just like I know my stats, I know my data. It's like say if I go and I lose this trade, well, I know statistically, it's like three or four, at least 3 or 4 more opportunities. Like just be patient, and then boom, look, a 1 to 2, boom, a 1 to 2, boom, a 1 to 3, boom, a 1 to 2. So it's just like I think I'm a lessen my lot size so I can shoot more. I can shoot more. I can, I can shoot from the free throw line a little more instead of just a trade is going in a drawdown and then it's a one and done, and then psychology wise I know my setup is about to come again. So okay, I took a loss in NAS today. I was pissed off, I was mad, but you know what, um it is what it is. Even if I don't think that I lost, like even though I got it right, it's just I got distracted, I didn't win. Lost money. So I think that's the adjustment I'm gonna make, and I think it's gonna cause me to have better psychology, and then that's gonna allow me to have better entries and better execution, so I can take advantage of and be a lot more consistent. So as much as I hate to say this, it was a loss in NAS today.